App. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Is anyone there? I'm just wondering. So yeah, as the title suggests, today I'm going to be going over... Oh, hey, Luke. Hey, can you spread the word about the stream, please? So help me out a lot. So yeah, guys, today in this live stream, I'm going to be doing a showcase of all the souvenir magnets I've gotten over the years. And I will warn you, if you get bored from me talking, you don't bother watching the stream if you don't want to. But yeah, I'm going to be going over basically each individual magnet that I've got. And let me tell you, it's going to take a long time because I got a drawer of them. I'm just letting y'all know now. I'm going to go over where I got them and where some of the ones that my grandmother came from. Because some of these I didn't get, because some of these places I haven't been to yet. So, yeah. If I can remember which magnet I got was the first one. I think I remember the first three I got were in, yes. Okay, I think I know which one. I remember now. Yes. So basically now I'm starting off with pretty much Folkestone and the Okefenokee Swamp, because that's where I got the first ever magnets from my trips. My grandmother has more of them at her place, but I got I've got the majority, the ones from my trips. See if I can find the Okefenokee Swamp one. I know it's in here. Every magnet I ever got is here in this one drawer. Oh, screw it. I'm just going to lay them out. Why not? So it'll make the whole thing easier. And a lot of them are train-themed magnets. A lot of them are different. They're just themed around other things. There we go. Okay, Swamp. That's the first. These two magnets, along with the Okefenokee Swamp one here, were the first three magnets I ever got on a trip. And this sort of has gone from there. Do not bother asking me to count these because it would take forever. A lot of these I've gotten more magnets since. This is one that's from when I went to Dahlonega, Georgia, to pan for gold for the first time. This is one I got while in Cass. Cass again. This one I got this one in Durban. This is a more recent printing. Well, actually, never mind. I did get this in Durban. They don't have a date. That's the problem. And keep in mind, I'm going to lay all these out so that they're rowed up. They're not going to be in order of location. I'm just going along with this as I go. Okay, just letting you know. I got this one in Seattle. This one is the newest one in Cass. It's Slate. Yeah, my phone has the ability to go live without it lagging, which I think is a very nice touch. By the way, look. Seattle during the day. Seattle at night. I love those magnets that change when you do that. That's one of my favorite kind of magnets. This is the Green Bank Telescope Radio Observatory. I've been to that and it's really neat. Gone with the Wind Museum in Marietta. See you, Luke. Thanks for joining. The Battle of New Market. I got this in New Market, Virginia. I got these two magnets from Pittsburgh. Rare Museum of Pennsylvania from when I was in Strasbourg, and it's upside down. There we go. GG1, K4, 440, and a... Yeah, you guys get the picture. This is one I got in Altoona, and it has K4 1361, and its only excursion career in the 1980s on the front. And on the back, the Altoona locomotive shops. It's a nice museum, but they don't really have, no offense, they don't have much in terms of, well kept equipment. I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. They are doing a good job. It's just, they need money. And they need a place to display their equipment to where it doesn't continue to decay, because that's technically just losing railroad history. You can't display it outside. You have to display it in a controlled environment so it'll stay in good condition. That's just my opinion. This is a magnet. I think either my grandmother or I got brought back from Victoria, Canada. And, funny story. We were going to see this, like, castle house, similar to the Biltmore estate. I guess much larger, though. And, the bus left us. I'm not even kidding. The bus actually, we had gotten off the ship, and it was so much pandemonium and there was no one to tell us where to go. And by the time we found our bus, it was literally just pulling out. And there was nothing they could do. Poor planning on Carnival's part. I'll make sure to tell them that when they run back. Anyway, this is, the magnet I just dropped. Just kidding. This is a magnet that commemorates the miracle on the Hudson Plain, which is now on display in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Carolinas Aviation Museum. And on the back, it has the information. I'll zoom in on here so you guys can read it. Let me know if that's blurry for y'all. I'm leaving this up for almost 7 minutes. That way you can actually for about 2 minutes, so that way you're able to read it or have time to read it. This is a magnet I got in Niagara Falls on my recent trip there to replace one that my grandmother brought back for me, which got broken because it became a refrigerator magnet. That's why all these magnets are up here with me, because I don't like I don't want them to be put on the refrigerator because a lot of them are breakable. This is a magnet I got in Ketchikan, Alaska. Seattle. I like how it's metal and it's like 3D. That'd be neat to make a rubbing off of, actually. This is one I didn't get, but my grandmother brought back for me in Boston. Unfortunately, one of the magnets has fallen off, unfortunately, but still, I like it because it has the ship on it, and it's three-dimensional, has some texture to it. Here's one of my favorites. Biltmore! Why not? I got this while I was there, and I love it. This is one of my favorites. Considering I never saw an orca whale while on the cruise, I ended up finding a magnet that was shaped like one, literally. That made it worth it. This here is from Juneau, from when I went on the tramway and got some of the best king crab I've ever eaten on top of a mountain. This is a magnet, and this magnet here is one I got from Gettysburg, and this is actually a clip. Get it off! Thank you. This is in Niagara Falls, Canada, on the tramway they have there. White Path in Yukon. This here is one of the Welland Canal. There's actually one of, I think, 3 magnets I got of this. Yeah, here's the other one, and it has the ships on it. I like the museum, but they don't really talk about the canal. Del Chihuly. And here's another magnet I got from Juneau, and I like that it's actually like a tile, that it's a tile. I thought that was pretty cool. Alaska Inside Passage. I thought that was cute. The boat. Good God, I got so many magnets, it's taking up my desk. Railroaders Memorial Museum at Altoona with K4 1361 in revenue service, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, some of these I never got the tags removed off the back. I'm just telling you, but I'll let you know I bought them. I can't remember where I got this Mountain City Mill Company magnet. Probably, I think, Tifton or somewhere. I can't remember. This was a magnet I got in Steamtown, but the emblem fell off, but I kept it anyway. Black Rock Mountain. I like that it's wood. Ruby Falls, my only trip to Ruby Falls in Chattanooga. The Gastineau Mill, Juneau, Alaska. That's where this is from. Whistle Stop Cafe on my first trip to Juliet and Fort Sumter. My only trip to Fort Sumter on my last trip to Charleston. We went there. If I'm not stuck in summer school, I plan to go back. Shenandoah National Park. That's where I got that. This is a magnet that was for an ad, but I liked it because it had a vintage car on it. And that was given to me by my grandmother. Now I'm moving my drawer off the desk because there's apparently no room. Now this is the kind of ore boat I would hope to see, the one with a pilot house, similar to the Arthur Anderson and Edmund Fitzgerald. And a few of the other remaining 60s and 50s era ore lakers on the lake. This was from a museum that was open as an exhibit in a museum in the Seattle Art Museum. If that's even a museum, I don't even know. Mark Fun Jones, glad you could join me. Well, I'm sort of stuck at home alone, and I'm having to watch my sister. Hey, well, good luck on the job, man. I'm glad you were able to join. And I can understand if I'm interrupting his work. Never mind. Newmarket Battlefield and Military Museum. And note, can any of you Civil War buffs guess what they built the museum to represent? If not, it's based off of Robert E. Lee's home in Arlington, Virginia, which is now home to Arlington National Cemetery. As the Ken Burns Civil War documentary put it, America's most hallowed ground. This magnet here is from the Tennessee Aquarium. I got that while I was in Chattanooga. Great Smoky Mountains Railroad magnet, the first one I got from that railroad, which is also, if you guys didn't know, where I took my first ever train ride when I was 4 years old. Another one of Shenandoah National Park in the fall. Washington Streetcar Museum in Washington, Pennsylvania. I highly recommend visiting them, and they need all the help they can get. I'm glad to know you're listening, Mark. This is from the This is from the Flight 93 Memorial. They had this Reagan Library magnet on sale, and I got it in case I'm not able to go there. So I'm hoping one day I'll get to go to the Reagan Library. Oh, here's an old magnet. You can tell it's old because it's peeling. But this is one I got in Chattanooga on my first visit, if I remember correctly. I like this one with Johnstown. Look at this. I'm sorry, I had to. And note, when you hold it, going up. I love that little bit with the incline. That's what I think is funny. This is a place I haven't been able to go back to in a long time. Toccoa Falls. This was the site of a devastating flood in the early, I think, 60s or 70s. Wiped out an entire college campus there. Niagara Falls, from when I went to Niagara Falls. I love this one. This is a peanut magnet from Plains. I'm not even joking. There's a guy who actually carves these in Plains, and he makes money off of them. Oh, man, that was funny. Steamtown's Big Boy, 4012. I got that while I was in... I got this one in Scranton. I got this one of the Jet 611 in Roanoke. And by the way, I actually had a drawing. I actually made a drawing of this engine. And I lost the drawing, unfortunately. But I only had this magnet to go on as for a reference tool. And I drawed the engine. It took 3 sheets of paper to draw. I kind of wish I still had the drawing. I gave it to my sister, who probably had no interest in it, and she probably threw it away. Let me tell you, I want that drawing back. Anyway, this is Niagara Falls at night when they have the light show and the fireworks going on, which I had hoped to see, but never did, unfortunately. Chihuly Gardens in glass, another magnet with the beautiful glass ceiling. I mean, how is that not pretty? This doesn't even take into scale of what that truly it looks like. You'd have to go to Seattle yourself and see for it. I'm not going to give any spoilers, guys. You're going to have to go to Seattle and see that for yourself. That is truly worth visiting. Flight 93 Memorial Magnet, and on the back there's some information. And I will stop talking and actually let you guys read this. That's my generation's disaster, 9/11. It's just like with the assassination of President Kennedy in 1963 and the space shuttle. And a ladybug just landed on my phone and it's having trouble trying to climb. Railroaders Memorial Museum of Pennsylvania. I love this magnet with the steam locomotive on it. That's what I think is nice. And it has Horseshoe Curve in the background. It's hard to see. This is a more recent set of magnets I got from Planes. Tiny magnets and one. Now, I'm not going to take these out because, yeah. And here's on the back that talks about Carter. President Carter. Former President Jimmy Carter. Here's another one. This is from the Streetcar Museum in Scranton, Pennsylvania. My only time over there. This was a magnet my grandmother brought back on her cruise on the board, the Carnival Fascination. Very fascinating, as I'll put it. Here's another magnet of Horseshoe Curve. Here's another magnet of the Welland Canal. So there's actually 4 magnets of that canal. Here's another photograph of Cass. Here's another one of the museum in Washington. Here's one of my favorite magnets from Steamtown. It actually has multiple scenes in one. This one actually has multiple scenes in one, and it's hard to do because I haven't been able to actually master it. I like these magnets because they, well, not do that, but they also actually show this. Spencer, North Carolina, home of the Streamliners of Spencer event. The one Railfan event that I never got to see, sadly. Durban Rocket. This is a more recent print when Heisler number 6 has been operating on there. Desk is running out of room. Pittsburgh with the second incline there that had practically, no offense to the guys running it, no souvenirs but the incline. And here's Cass again. And now if you guys want to see this in pure scale, you're about to. Because I just emptied out this whole dang drawer. I'm going to have to hold the camera very high up. That is my entire desk, and it's now covered with magnets. Yeah, I guess you guys can say I'm a bit obsessed with magnets. Don't ask, and don't judge. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this live stream. So yeah, see y'all later. Yeah, now I'm putting all these back. The slate magnet. That's the most unique one I've had. Never had one of slate. Thanks you guys for watching. See y'all later.